What is the one thing that connects a bulk of the items of daily use around us, especially electronic gadgets such as TV, laptops, and phones? A cursory look at their labels will throw up the answer. Most of them are likely to say Made in China. Even the toys in your child's pram may have the tag Made in China. But are they safe? A government survey in 2019 found that 70% of the imported toys sold in Delhi and NCR did not meet safety standards. Some even had cancer-causing chemicals. That was the year India raised basic customs duty on imported toys from 20% to 60%. The country also brought toys under the Bureau of Indian Standards or BIS certification. About 2 years later, in 2021-2022, India's toy import has come down to $110 million from $371 million in 2018-2019. But China, the world's manufacturing capital, still rules the industry. The world exported toys worth $73.2 billion in 2021, of which China accounted for 66.2%, worth $48.5 billion. India's toy exports were a minuscule 0.23%. Clearly, there is a wide chasm. But the government says India is moving in the right direction. The country has consistently reduced its toy imports over the last 5 years and is now a net exporter of sports equipment, dolls, fishing equipment, video games, festive and carnival items, circus and amusement items, and all kinds of other toys. In FY22, the trade surplus in toys stood at $153.13 million against a trade deficit of $292.9 million 5 years ago. Now, India is toying with the idea of giving a push to toy manufacturing through a production-linked incentive or PLI scheme. Industry experts say that the PLI scheme has the potential to add 4% to India's gross domestic product per annum by boosting the country's manufacturing capacity. India's toy exports are also growing at a faster pace than China's. It has grown at a compound annual growth rate of 25.3% between 2012 and 2021, compared to 23.5% for Vietnam and 16.7% for China. This must be qualified with the fact that India's base is much smaller than China's. A PLI will provide a timely boost to toy manufacturing. But what is the shape it might take? Manu Gupta, chairman of the Toy Association of India, believes that the PLI will help seed a robust and coherent ecosystem.
Now, how PLI is going to help? It is going to, in fact, enhance or expedite the process of development of the ecosystem, which nearly was non-existent. From the government point of view, it is going to create a lot of employment generation. So we expect at least 100,000 jobs to be created for a period of 5 years with this PLI scheme. So us entrepreneurs, we need to encash the opportunity that has been presented by the government and create more units, more upskill our labor, upgrade our technology, produce better toys that suit to the Indian market and that appeal to the international buyers also.
Meanwhile, Vinod Sharma, chairman of CII National ICTE Manufacturing Committee, believes a toy park can cut down logistical costs substantially and could work better than a PLI.
I'm not sure if a PLI for toys, specifically just as a toy industry for somebody who puts together toys, is really an interesting idea. I'm not so sure about that. What might work for them is maybe the availability of designers for toys. There are, after all, so many design houses, design schools. Can we somehow find an integration, sort of a joint approach to do that? That might be one. The testing of toys, as I mentioned already, the labs for testing, for safety, and for finishing of toys, whether it's paint or powder coat or plastic molding and stuff like that. So can we have toy parks, manufacturing clusters with these ancillary units around that, so that the whole logistics of buying and putting together stuff, assembling it, and then finally selling it, that cost, I think, is a very large one. And in my opinion, the logistics cost could be mitigated by taking in some of these areas.
However, the government has specified that the incentives will be for toy making and not for toy components. With safety becoming a crucial factor in shifting away from Chinese toys, should the government not focus on making the toy components safer?
After all, safety has to be designed into the toy. It's not that I can make a toy and then make it safe. And secondly, it has to be designed into the components of the toy coming in. So my suggestion here would be that those component industries, whether they are plastic molding, their sheet metal parts, they should probably have better facilities that make them safer.
Though both Gupta and Sharma agree that a PLI scheme for components is not feasible, Gupta says the issue of safety depends on the nature of the toys and not the components. He suggests different steps for boosting the global reach of India's toy sector.
The macro policy intervention. One is, of course, ensuring the supply of the critical components. So our government would need to come out with a clear-cut policy how to maintain supply of these critical components which are still not available in India. Two, a national action plan on toys is already in place. So we would like that to be converted to a national toy policy also. So there are many states that have come up with their local state policy. Karnataka has taken the lead. Madhya Pradesh has followed up. There are other states in which the state toy policy is under active consideration. But for the toy industry to grow, we need many clusters. So many state toy policies are needed. It is better a single national toy policy comes up.
The PLI scheme surely promises to provide a consolidating boost to the toy manufacturing industry. However, it isn't the only incentive extended to benefit the toy industry in the recent years. The basic custom duty on toys was increased from 20% to 60% in February 2020. With the rupee at an all-time low in the global market, this ushers in a very favorable climate for toy exporters from India. Thus, the true test of strength for the Indian toy manufacturers will be to make their mark in the global market even after such government support schemes have run their course.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.